We have a very, very big day for crypto today as we have the potential push for the Clarity Act, as well as there's a big announcement that came out of Russia for crypto, as well as a handful of other things. So we definitely have a lot to go over. Let's get straight to it. The first thing is being reported by Nobler here that the United States to vote on the Clarity Act today at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time. And currently we're looking at about 44 that are showing that they're for this and 56 that are against, with 60 votes needed to pass. To be perfectly clear, I think that the Clarity Act will get passed eventually. There might need to be some more modifications to take place. As far as it being passed before this recess, I'm leaning more towards the side of no. And I know that's not what people want to hear, but we have to look at what's been going on, what's being discussed, and right now it's not looking so great. So from Crypto Rover, Clarity Act passage just became almost impossible. Wednesday's cloture filing did not include the Clarity Act, meaning the standard Senate process no longer allows a Friday vote. The only remaining path would be unanimous Senate consent to fast track the process or extending the session into the weekend. So that's more or less a further clarification of what we're seeing here in the previous post. And Senator Loomis said she believes the Senate will stay past Friday and hold a vote, but that remains unlikely. The U.S. is on the brink of falling behind, and we're saying that the U.S. is on the brink of falling behind because we're already seeing it getting passed in other parts of the world. We're seeing Asia making advances with support for cryptocurrency. We're seeing Russia show further support for cryptocurrency. And here we are with the United States. What are they doing? No, seriously, what are they doing? And so, in regards to the big news with Russia, Putin, their president, new crypto law just crushed every other coin. And Pumpius, I don't know why they're saying this. XRP is the only one left standing, because we'll take a look at XRP's price here in a bit. Putin signs Russia's first comprehensive crypto law, and the implications are terrifying for 99% of the market. Retail investors capped, domestic payments banned, only the most liquid coins get a pass through licensed gatekeepers. Gray market chaos is over. But while the rest of crypto gets put on a leash, one asset was purpose-built for exactly this moment. Cross-border settlements, sanction-resistant flows, institutional-grade rails that governments can actually use. That's XRP. So I just want to elaborate that when we're talking about if it's compliant, XRP is in a very good position. When we're talking about current price being affected by the news like this, it's not great. Russia just handed the regulated future a green light, and XRP is already sitting in the driver's seat. The same XRP the banks, the bridges, and the BRICS payment dreams have been quietly preparing for. If you're still sleeping on XRP while this unfolds, you're not just missing the boat, you're watching the entire ocean leave without you. The regulated era is here. XRP was ready. Are you? And up next, the XRP ledger is now connected to Axelar's interoperability network, enabling cross-chain transfers of XRP and supported assets across over 80 blockchains without separate bridge infrastructure. And up next, Bitwise clients sell $3.58 million worth of XRP. Thailand, so again, we're talking about other parts of the world and them showing more support. Thailand's crypto tax exemption now covers XRP through 2029, so the next 3 years. And Acetico launches tokenized platinum XPTA. That's over on the XRP ledger. Acetico has introduced XPTA Acetico Platinum, a physical platinum-backed digital asset issued on the XRP ledger. The key facts: each XPTA is designed to represent 1 fine troy ounce of platinum. The token is supported by a reserve framework of physical platinum, coverage of approximately 101.45%. It expands Acetico's tokenized commodities lineup after its gold and silver products. Physical redemption is available for eligible requests starting at 100 XPTA through approved delivery hubs, not offered in the United States. The product includes custody records, verification materials, product terms, and risk disclosures. The launch, announced in mid-July 2026, adds another commodity RWA option to the XRPL ecosystem. On-chain activity remains limited in the early phase. And as I mentioned, XRP Ledger tokenizing platinum, it's a huge deal. A lot of people talking about this. Wall Street, are they actually about to get wrecked with this? You guys let me know. And XRP exchange wallets just flipped negative. Coinbase and Bybit deposits collapsing into withdrawal territory while price chills at around $1.07. We're actually seeing it a little bit lower than that now. Same setup that showed up before the May and June pumps. So hopefully we'll see some nice pumps soon, but we are testing the waters again around that $1 range, which is not necessarily a great thing. And Grayscale files an 8K for its CoinDesk Crypto 5 ETF GDLC. Quarterly portfolio review completed. Rebalance process now underway per the CD5 index methodology. Watch for the new weights on Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Solana, and BNB. Well, for XRP, we do have a follow-up there. With Xife Crypto, XRP Grayscale's XRP Trust just cut its holdings in half. 122 million tokens down to 55 million in 6 months. $180 million redeemed versus $66 million contributed, outflows winning. And Ripple is solving a global liquidity and payments problem with XRP. As David Schwartz said, Ripple cannot be dirt cheap for payments. Japan is already preparing for that. So once again, we're seeing other parts of the world moving forward with crypto, and then what's going on in the US, it seems like everyone's just twiddling their thumbs. And from Bank XRP, Crypto Quant says Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP whales are accumulating, signaling a late-stage bear market. Fifth Third Bancorp, that's FITB, the 9th largest U.S. bank with nearly $300 billion in assets, has disclosed a position in the Grayscale XRP Trust ETF in its latest SEC 13F filing. And XRP is now live on Crypto.com Dual Invest product suite. XRP Ledger Multisig could be getting a major upgrade. A new XRP Ledger standards proposal called On-Chain Cosigner aims to modernize multi-signature transactions. It was authored by Sean Ji, Jaishuan Wang, Chenna Keshava BS, and Mayuka Vadari. XRPL community members vet says the proposal solves a core issue where signers currently coordinate off-chain. If a coordinator loses signature or goes offline, the process can fail. The new design removes that dependency entirely. Supporters say it could eliminate a key failure point and improve institutional transaction workflows. The proposal has been submitted to the XRPL standards repository. And also a little bit more news here. Do you know how big the thing is going on for XRP? Well, Ripple, MasterCard, and BVNK, this is not one three-way partnership. It is two confirmed developments that now sit much closer together. Ripple, MasterCard, WebBank, and Gemini are exploring the use of RLUSD, which is the stablecoin, on the XRP ledger to settle traditional Gemini credit card activity. MasterCard later expanded its settlement plan to include RLUSD and XRPL among several regulated stablecoins and blockchain networks. Then MasterCard completed its acquisition of BVNK. BVNK processes $30 billion annually and provides the machinery businesses used to hold, convert, and move fiat and digital currencies. Its current documentation also lists XRP for deposits and payouts. And put that together, MasterCard has the global payments network, BVNK adds on-chain conversion, payout and treasury infrastructure, Ripple supplies RLUSD, XRPL provides a public settlement rail, XRP remains the native asset required for XRPL fees and account reserves. That does not mean BVNK's $30 billion is moving onto XRPL. It also does not mean every MasterCard transaction will buy XRP. The real opportunity appears when these systems begin sharing liquidity. More RLUSD settlement on XRPL can create more transactions and institutional accounts. BVNK already gives businesses a direct path to send and receive XRP. If payment providers select XRP as the efficient route between currencies and stablecoins, market makers will need XRP available to complete those conversions. All right, now let's go ahead and take a look at what's going on with the latest price movement. We're sitting at under $1.05. It is actually a little bit higher on the day. It did go right above $1.04, almost dropping below that, but yeah, right on. Actually, did it go below? Let's see. Let's zoom in just a tad bit here. Yeah, I think it briefly dipped under $1.04. The volume itself for the day already more than what we saw for yesterday, which is very wild to say. And we're looking at potentially a lot more activity as people keep an eye on what might happen with the Clarity Act. Again, the odds are not looking great for that, but we do have to wait and see how that plays out. And also, we're pretty close to the bottom line of the Bollinger Band. It actually dipped a little bit below that for the wick here. So I would be keeping an eye on $1.04, definitely for the day. If it climbs back up, maybe we can get above $1.09. $1.10 would be great. If good news comes out, we might even see it skyrocket up past $1.13, in my opinion. Volume could be very, very crazy if things actually end up really good. Right now, I think a lot of people are bearish on this, just waiting for a little bit more news. We might see some sell pressure. Hopefully, we'll see it test at $1, but if it breaks below $1, another major zone to keep an eye on would be down at 86.5 cents. And that's what I've got for you guys in today's video. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you, everybody, for your support. God bless.